And a very, very, very good day, everybody. My name is DC. I am the host of The Full Circle, a podcast where we link songs together with the last song linking to the first song, hence completing the full circle. Today, I have a very, very special guest. He has created the DDC, a company that makes clothing and donating proceeds to local and national mental health charities, which are near and dear to his heart following the adversities he's faced over the years. A truly inspirational person. He is Kyle of the DDC. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, Kyle.
Hello, man. How are you doing? How are we?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. How have you been?
I'm good. It's a pleasure, man. Pleasure to be on the show. Actually, my first podcast ever. So yeah, nervous, excited, bit everything. Yeah, I'm excited. Really excited for it, man. Yeah, thank you for having me.
No, likewise. No, thanks for coming on. Thanks for, and to be your first podcast, an absolute honor. And yeah, I hope
Yeah.
you enjoy it. And hopefully the nerves will settle and the excitement will come through
Oh,
even
pure
more.
shaking, man. Oh, we'll be all good, man. So, but yeah, I'm Kyle from the DDC. The name's a bit like Marmite to some people. Dead Dad Club it stands for. As you said at the start, yeah, lost not just one father. This is where it gets pretty deep. I've actually lost a stepfather to similar circumstances, which we'll go into later on. So yeah, set it up. Me and my friend Jack, who I'll also mention, he's just a bit camera shy, so he wasn't up for doing anything like this. Yeah, we set it up. He's got a degree in business and whatnot, so yeah, we thought why not? Why not make something of it? And we're a bit far away from you, Deb. We're away in the north of Scotland, so the local charities to us won't be local to you at all. But we're trying to like give back to local causes. I'm just gonna, if it's all right, just gonna give a quick shout out to Feeling Strong. It's the charity we're supporting just now. They're based in Dundee, the city of Dundee, and they're Dundee's biggest youth mental health charity for 16 to 24-year-olds. So shout out to Feeling Strong if that's all right.
Of course. Shout out. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, cool. So you've got your full circle song choices, so we'll go through them in a second. We're going to answer some would you rather questions. You're also going to share some favorites and also just get to know you a bit and know about the DDC and know about your experiences. And you've already touched on your stepfather, and talk about that a bit more later. So actually, yeah, that's what I actually want to do. You've already given yourself a bit of a summary about yourself, but actually, I want to hear like a fun fact, a
A
fact
fun
that
fact.
which you haven't shared. Well, it's the first time. It's your first time doing a podcast. So your first fun fact ever shared on a podcast.
First fun I actually have in my family. I believe we are cousins or second cousins. A gold medal winning medalist in the Olympics, the Winter Olympics, I should add. Yeah, no, that's see what I
Wow.
found out. Yeah, for curling for Scotland, well, Great Britain, obviously, with the Winter Olympics a few years ago. My cousin, she won a gold medal. Um, yeah, crazy. Hand on heart, wouldn't know her to walk past in the street. I just know we're definitely related. And there's my great granny has got a photo in her house of her wearing the gold medal. Bless her heart. So
Ah,
yeah,
that's so cool.
very Scottish that curling, isn't it?
No, look, I was going to ask, are you a curler? Do you curl?
No, no, not at all. I think I'd be like Bambi on ice, man. I'd be everywhere. And then if I picked up a brush, I think my missus would get very excited. So no, I'm a darts player. I say that. Not very good at darts, but it's a good way to get out of the house.
Nice. No, that is a very fun fact. Got so which Winter Olympic? When was that?
I think the most recent one, I believe, just a few years ago. But yeah, I can't remember where it was. Um, Honestly, I it was my granny that told me like, did you see your cousin win a gold medal? I'm like, what? What cousin? Yeah, so she's from a little town called Forfar, not too far away from me, about 20 minutes away. Yeah, there you are. So yeah, I couldn't believe it either. So that's not always my like two truths and a lie thing, because everybody thinks that's a lie.
I
but,
was going to say,
it's good.
nice.
Yeah.
That's very good. Yeah, but I mean, like every year they have some curling stuff near where we live, and I've played it a couple of times, and I'm rubbish. I'm like so bad at it, but it's fun.
It would be
Really, really
fun.
fun.
I'd like to give it a go, but the only ice we get here is in winter. I need to go quite far away. But yeah, but who knows? It could be my hidden talent. It might be in the blood.
It very yeah. I was gonna say because yeah, exactly. I thought genetics would mean that you'd be an ace at it.
Well, here's hoping.
Yeah.
this fails, if the DDC fails, I know what I'm going to try next.
Yes, great idea. And what about the darts? How are you like a 180 every other go or?
No, what we say is I still count how many 180s I've hit, so I'm not that good. I think I've hit maybe 10. But no, I am actually this year. The season starts on Monday. I'm captain in the darts team this year. So we'll see how we get on. I'm not gonna throw us in the deep end yet, but I can't see us winning the league anyway. I'll say that
Ah,
much.
well, oh yeah, hopefully you prove yourself wrong. Fingers
Yeah, well,
crossed.
that would be quite a feat. I'll say that much.
Oh dear. Okay, no, that is a really fun fact. Are you able to tell us the first song then for the full
The
circle?
first song is actually by a little known band called James. I actually went to see them live. They're in Aberdeen last year, and the song is "Sit Down." Um, reason for that is that was my dad's funeral song. So quite a nice song. And then whenever it comes on in a pub or karaoke, it always gets everyone going. So yeah, that's what. And then what actually inspired me to choose it, went to a pub last weekend and there was a band on and they started singing it. And I've never seen this before, but like a group of like older women, they all just sat down and started like rolling like that on the floor. And then the singing "Sit Down." I was like, "That's amazing." That's pretty fun.
Wow. Nice. Top choice. James, sit down, the first song on the full circle. I saw them at Glastonbury a couple of years ago. I didn't know them very well. I thought they were decent. Yeah, they put on a really good show live. Have you seen them live before, quite before the Aberdeen one? Or
No. So um, I've always known their songs and whatnot. And I'll be honest with you, like years ago, I thought James was just a guy. I didn't think it was a band. It's like
yeah,
this guy's just
makes
called
sense.
James. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, he was really good. Very theatric. Everything he like on stage, he was so lively. Everything like that, and the band were phenomenal. Um, so no, if they went on tour again, I would absolutely love to go and see them. I really did enjoy it. The P&J up in Aberdeen, it's fairly new. It's like, but as you'll know, like we're going to gigs and whatnot. People say, yeah, we're going to do a UK tour, and when that involves Scotland, that's just Glasgow. It's very rarely Aberdeen. So we take any time if someone comes this far up north, we'll take the opportunity to go. Yeah.
How far is Glasgow from you?
From me, so I'm in a little town called Montrose. Very unknown. So I'm about 2 hours from Glasgow, and then an hour away from Aberdeen. I'm right on the coast, so I don't know about you down there with the weather just now. We've got like horrible wind and rain just now. Just looking outside, it's pretty quite interesting to say the least. Trees and bins blown over.
Oh no, Storm Amy. Is it Storm Amy? Is that
Storm
what it is?
baby,
Oh
yeah, storm baby,
no.
yeah. The joys, man. That's
Okay.
just Scottish weather, though, man.
Oh look, I'm not going to stereotype, but yeah, sounds about right. Oh dear. Well, no, but in all seriousness, I hope you don't get too affected by that, and
No,
yeah,
thank
everyone
you.
stay safe in Scotland. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it's always like that every day. Right. Let's let, let's begin with some would you rather. Would you rather watch your favorite band play an intimate acoustic show or a full stadium show with all the bells and whistles, and in either show you've got perfect views, so that doesn't matter.
Do you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say intimate show because I think my favorite band changes all the time, right? I'll say that much. But just now, and a lot of the time, it's Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Nice.
So a couple of years ago, me and my partner we got all the way down to Glasgow, and on the day they cancelled the gig for whatever reason. Who knows? Which is typical. Took about a year and a half to get rescheduled, and they rescheduled to Hampden Park, so Scotland's home stadium in Glasgow. Went all the way down, and do you know what? Like, I love them a bit. So entertaining. All their songs are amazing, but my god, it was awful. Like the sound was terrible. It's like they just couldn't be bothered. So I think and that's like the fourth time I've seen them, and arguably that was like the worst they've been. So yeah, I think to see them doing an intimate gig, I think that would be something else. I don't know if you listen to them yourself, but Flea on bass guitar and all his moves and things, that would be interesting to see up close. That was quite an easy one, actually. That
Nice.
one.
I'll just retort in a second, but yeah, they are also actually one of my favorite bands.
Oh, nice.
I saw them in London when they did the West Ham Stadium on the Saturday and the Sunday because they changed their
Oh,
set lists. Yeah, and that was fun. That was really really good. I did a show with Frank Turner very early on, and he said that he cannot stand the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I think my reaction was just like absolute shock. So I'm
end the
glad that
podcast.
I've
No.
yeah. Genuinely, I was tempted to stop it. No, that would have been a bit awkward. But no, I'm glad that I've met someone who's also a fellow Chili's fan. So yeah, so we will definitely get along, is what I'll say.
Yeah, it's good. No, it's good. They are really good.
Yeah.
I think see the first time I actually seen them was Tea in the Park. Rest in peace, Tea. Missed that festival. So I've not been lucky enough to go to Glastonbury or anything like that. But yeah, they always put on a show, apart from that one time, which is difficult.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
so unfortunate. But I was gonna say the only thing that puts me off an intimate show is if it's acoustic. If it's just an acoustic show, would you still rather see Red Hot Chili Peppers do that?
No, it's gotten hard. No, no, I don't actually. I don't know because a lot of their songs is like really good, like rhythm, really good guitar. And I think they've only got a few good like songs that I could listen to acoustic, like Under the Bridge. Maybe maybe a stripped back version of Californication would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
If I could choose a set list, yeah, no bother. Here you go, Anthony. This is what I want you to play.
Yes.
But
Fair.
no, if they were choosing their own, no, I'd rather stick to a stadium.
Fair. I think if it's Chili's, I think just because that would be so unique, I probably would go for the intimate show. But in general, I think I would also go for the stadium show because acoustic, like you're saying, acoustic sometimes just acoustic songs. I don't know. I just find it. I don't know. It's not the same vibe that I like
No,
when I'm at a
definitely
gig.
not. It's more like lighters
Yeah.
in the air sort of thing, isn't it? Rather than
Yeah.
sorry.
You know,
No, I agree.
exactly. Once in a show, it's okay. But if the whole show's like that, it's like, okay, same old, same old. Yeah, just yeah. Okay. Would you rather never be able to laugh at someone being funny? So they're trying to be funny, making a joke, you find it funny, but you can't laugh, or never be able to say goodbye to someone and you just have to leave?
Oh, I think that's quite funny in itself, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just walk
yeah,
away.
I know.
um, oh, I don't
All
know.
right, off
That's a
I go.
difficult one. Just turn around and walk away.
Yeah.
um, I think I'd have to do the be able to say bye one because I don't know if you've noticed already. I just laugh at everything. Laugh at myself. I can't even help it. So that would be impossible. It'd be like that meme with the guy with the vein in his head, like he try not to laugh. But no, probably not saying bye to people. Hopefully you're going to see them again, so they don't think you're a bit of an a hole.
Yeah. That's the issue.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think it's you probably get pulled up on that in Scotland. Oh, wait, it's a bit rude, isn't it? It's, my granny. Oh my god, she would go off her head if I just hung up the phone on her. It's like, yeah, beep. She wouldn't be pleased.
Yeah.
Would be
But what?
worth that for the reactions.
Yeah. But what if she was telling a funny joke and you didn't laugh at it?
I think she'd be just as offended if I didn't say bye.
Oh.
That's a difficult one. I think like if I physically couldn't laugh, like something just wouldn't allow me to laugh, and yeah, that would be better to do. Just for being a bit socially awkward sometimes. I think also on the other hand, now that I'm thinking about it more, not saying bye to people, I'd be like, oh, it's like one of those things later on in the day. I'd be like, oh my god, I didn't say bye to that person. Just, but oh, I don't know, Deb. I don't know. Uh, I think I'll stick to my guns and say I'm going to stick to not saying bye to people.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I generally don't. Yeah, I think I'd also probably go for the not saying bye because I think actually if someone's trying to be funny and you're not laughing, they're going to think that, oh, he's just being rude. Why he's not laughing at me? Whereas if you just go, they might just like, oh, what's going on? Oh, is everything? They might be like, oh, is everything okay? Like you just had to leave suddenly. Whereas just oh yeah, I just couldn't say bye.
That
Yeah.
can't do it. Can't do it. Just I was just thinking, like, just picturing it in my head. Just turn it around in the middle of a conversation, and actually just turning around and walking away, and just standing there like, what the hell?
That would be funny. That would be
Yeah.
funny in itself. Did you watch that show Last One Laughing?
I did. That is hands down probably like the best show that's came out in the last few years.
Yeah.
Bob Mortimer on that. absolutely hilarious. And
Yeah.
I've been saying it for months now. Anytime I say anytime the opportunity arises, it's never in context, but meats and cheeses always pleases. But it's just stuck in my head. It's like
Yes.
makes me laugh every time. No, it was really good. Did you watch it
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
gonna ask, how long do you reckon you could have lasted?
Before he even got in the door, man. First warning
Yeah.
that would be it.
Yeah.
But I don't think like I'd be my own worst enemy. I'd say something and like I'd think about it too much. I would, that sort of thing. Um, no, but to be fair, with that cast on it, I definitely wouldn't last long. Especially Joe Wilkinson,
Yeah.
that
Oh,
RNLI speech. Oh my god,
yeah.
like so simple, but like yeah, had me in stitches.
Yeah, very funny. And I think season two's been announced. I can't remember when
As
it's been released, but it's been announced. So yeah, so looking
he's
forward
coming
to that.
back as well. My favorite guy, Bob Mortimer. I don't know who else is going to
Yes.
be on it, but no, that'll be good.
Yeah, it'd be really fun. Okay, would you rather sing every song you hear, no matter where you are, or dance to every song you hear, no matter where you are?
That's hard because not only am I an awful singer, I'm probably just as bad a dancer.
Oh no.
Um, um, I don't know. I don't know what would be less embarrassing for myself. Um, to be fair, I think I'd probably sing because I sing quite a lot anyway. You don't even realize I'm doing it. Whereas I don't know how to dance. I could I just do the sidestep, man. I couldn't imagine doing that all the time. I feel like with the singing, if especially if it's every single song, then I'm just gonna do it anyway. I can't stop. I don't know if you've seen the clip at the minute, and it's a guy singing Pink Pony Club in karaoke, and he's just like he puts so much effort in it, and it's just stuck in my head since, man. I feel like I don't even really like the song necessarily, but I find myself singing Pink Pony Club every so often.
Oh my goodness. Fair. I think do you know what? I think I'd go for the dance only because no one some people might not be able to see me dancing wherever I am, whereas the chance of someone hearing me singing. Imagine if I was like in a library listening to music and I started like, singing that. I don't know. That's or yeah, or that dancing. They'll just think I'm just some like person doing it, trying to do something for TikTok or something. You know what I mean? Like, but
Checking out your book with a wee boogie there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, fair. Well, feel free to sing here if you want to share your dulcet tones.
No, no.
No.
No, you'd have to delete it. Like, no way, man. I was actually
Uh,
singing at work today, and like one of my workmates, he was like, "What is that sound?" It's like, it's me, man.
oh
It's
dear.
like, sorry.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Look. Okay. I won't. Yeah. It might turn off the listeners. Okay. Right. Would you? Would you rather? Okay. Would you rather? This is a semi-serious-ish one actually. Would you rather know 30 people, so 30, but have limited contact with them, or only know one person, but you always like regularly have contact with? And yeah.
Oh, that is quite serious, isn't it? Quite a lot of implications with that one, actually. Um, do you know what? I know my answer straight away because like I love all my friends, love my family, love my partner, but the one person would have to be my son, like, 3-year-old son. He's funny anyway. Don't get me wrong. He's like I say, he's only 3 years old. I wouldn't get a lot of conversation out of him for a few more years, but no, it'd have to be him. So quite a semi-serious answer there.
Yeah.
Actually, he's doing this thing at the minute. So we'll put him to bed and whatnot, and he'll say, "But dad, me just have to ask you a question." Like, okay, what's the question? He'll be, what do horses look like again? Or why is the bathroom wet? Like, like so, things like that. So yeah, I'd like to hear them. Yeah, he'd definitely be with one person. That'd be good. And then on the other hand, it's like, oh, dad, play. Why aren't you playing with me? And I start playing. You're not doing it properly. Oh, sorry, man. So, getting
Uh,
bossed about by a little 3-year-old. So,
classic.
yeah. No, so one
Uh,
person, definitely. What about you though? I'd like to hear your take on that.
that's tough. That's a really tough one. Yeah, it's definitely one of the more serious ones. I think. Well, I was thinking about it in terms of like, so let's say things weren't going well, and you only had one person to speak to, and you always spoke to them, but you didn't know anyone else. But things aren't going well and you're struggling with just that one person. Like, I don't know, that was I think I was like, well, what if I need like more support, even if it's people who I don't speak to often? Maybe I could just get different people speak. Maybe I don't know. But then if I'm always got no, if I'm not if I've not got anyone, if I've not got if I've got if I know lots of people but I never speak to them, then essentially that's the same as knowing no one, I guess. So it's
Yeah,
it's
man.
it's it's
That's
tricky. It's tricky.
that was a trippy sentence, but yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think yeah, a bit too serious for would you rather, but I think if I had to choose, I think I'd rather have that one person who I can always speak to and always. I think that's probably better because you just never know with the 30. Like even if you try and get in contact with them, like why are they getting in contact with me now? I haven't spoken to them in years.
But I didn't
Um,
think of it from your perspective actually. If like I was struggling mentally, and I've got a 3-year-old saying, "Yeah, I feel a bit rubbish, man," and he's just like, "Okay, Dad, play Hot Wheels with me." Yeah, all right. Okay. Suppose that would cheer me up, but yeah, no, that is a really good one. That's quite thought invoking, I'll say.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, this one is a manners one. Would you rather never be able to say sorry or never be able to say thank you?
that's also really difficult. That's like
Mm.
the not being able to say bye. Yeah, that's quite rude. Yeah.
This is like, yeah, rude one or rude two, essentially. Rude or ruder. Yeah.
Ruder, yeah. Oh, I'll hand on heart. I'm quite bad at saying sorry. Anyway, it takes me a while to like swallow with pride and like if I'm in the wrong and eventually like say sorry. So but I always say thank you. I think I've got really good manners. I can't imagine going into Greg's and getting a sausage roll and just walking away. Like, do you know what? Like, or like even the more subtle thank yous, like you let someone pass in the car, and if I have to go like that, and when they don't do
No.
it back, I'm like,
Yeah, I
oh.
know. Yeah.
So yeah, I think yeah, stick to being able to say thank you, and yeah, say sorry less than I do. I do say sorry, but yeah, that would it'd have to be the thank you one in that case.
But what if you bump but what if you bump into someone? You know what I mean? Like accidentally or
Walk away, bump into them, don't say sorry, and walk away while saying bye.
Yeah, yeah.
It's- Woomph.
Fair. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay. That's fair. I'd struggle. I say sorry too often to the point where people have had a go at me, but I stop saying sorry.
And you
So,
say
and
sorry for saying sorry.
it probably yeah, yeah, yeah. Stop saying sorry. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Whereas I don't think people mind as much when you say thank you. You know, don't seem to yeah. So actually, I think you're right. I think I'd rather not say sorry because yeah, people seem to get annoyed.
If you combine all these like would you rathers though, like not saying bye, dancing away while you've just barged into them, not saying sorry, having a wee boot, or just start singing. Like, yeah, you're not going to come across very well. Oh, there's that guy again. Avoid him. He just sings. He'll barge at you and sing about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've tried yeah, these are some weird would you rather questions. But hey, look, I think we've learned a lot about ourselves and learned a lot about who we are. So, you know.
Question myself tonight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A little cheeky little self-help session. Okay, great. No, thanks for answering those. Right, James, sit down. How does that link to the second song?
Second song is Bob Dylan. Times they are changing. So that links in because that's funny enough. That was again quite deep. Sorry, that was my granddad's song, funeral song, and it was actually my granda that really got me into music in the first place. Used to go around to his house, and at the time, like didn't thought not boring, but like he'd be showing me all his old records, like Pink Floyd and Cream, and all like the Doors and all that, and he put them on. And at the time, I'd be like, oh, but see, as I've gotten older, I'm like, oh, that his music taste was phenomenal. So yeah, it would. I won't lie, I'm not a massive fan of Bob Dylan. I like his like big ones, and I think the times they are changing, quite relevant to today as well. Um, Things are changing all the time. So yeah, uh, big ups to my granda and yeah, and Bob Dylan, I suppose. Nobel Peace Prize winner, is he?
Oh, is
Yeah,
he?
yeah, he did. Yeah, he didn't attend it though. He sent somebody else in his place. Um, I can't remember. I don't know why I know that. There's maybe a pub quiz question or something.
No, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. No, nice. Really good song choice. Bob Dylan, Times They Are Changing, the second song on the Full Circle. Right. Do you want to answer some favorites?
I'll answer some favorites, no problem.
Okay. So you've already told me well, you tell me your favorite band at the moment is Red Hot Chili Peppers. It doesn't have to be a Red Hot Chili Peppers album, but what's your favorite album, would you say?
Probably The Getaway. The just Dark Necessities and things like yeah. They're just well, that's what the album's called, isn't it? Dark Necessities, and The Getaway's a song on
No, The
it.
Getaway's the album.
The Getaway is the album, isn't it? I
Yeah.
feel confused. They've got that many albums, like, it's so hard to keep up. Yeah, that's probably my favorite album of theirs. It's the tour that I probably enjoyed the most while seeing them. And then I won't lie. Anyway, I'm what 30 next year. I'm not old enough to have been around when they were touring with their original albums and whatnot. Uh, but yeah, that's probably my favorite album for music. For the album cover, it has to be well, Californication or Scar Tissue. What's the album called? I'm sounding like
Californication,
a
yeah.
fake. Yeah, I'm sounding like a fake fan though. But no, that album art. It's probably my favorite album art, and then yeah, The Getaway, my favorite album.
Yeah, fair. Because yeah, so I'm with you and The Getaway. Those two albums were when they had a changing guitarist.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Josh Klinghoffer, and I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
he definitely divided opinion, especially his live shows. When I first saw his live show, because that was the first show I saw, I thought his guitar work was it could have been better in the nicest possible way. But then the second time when it was the Getaway tour, he was a lot better, a lot
Yeah.
better.
I think he like really came into it eventually, didn't he? Because I think you're absolutely. I think he did. He got loads of stick, and then they eventually let him go and brought back their original like guitar, which fair enough, but bit of a shame. Like just the oh yeah, we've got him back. See you later. But yeah, still enjoyed both guitarists. I think they're really good. I wish I could play guitar like that. I'll say that much.
Can you play any instruments or?
I can play about 5 chords on the guitar, but other than that, no.
Nice.
I've actually got a friend who's been like a big supporter of the DDC called Ronan, and he's a musician. He can play almost every instrument. So I used to like when I first turned 18, I just used to follow him around the pubs he was gigging in and whatnot. So he actually like taught me to play a bit of guitar, but no, never be as good as him, unfortunately, or anyone in the Red Hot Chili Peppers for that matter.
I mean, yeah, there's not many that are in all fairness. What's okay? What and you mentioned James, but what's your favorite gig that you've ever attended?
Oh, this is where like throws everyone off. Slipknot.
Ah,
Yeah, me and my partner, we went to see Slipknot in Milan. Absolutely phenomenal. I didn't think it would. Don't get me wrong. I've always like enjoyed Slipknot, but I'm not massive into metal. That sort of scene. Um, but yeah, we were going to go see them in Manchester, and then we looked at train prices, and as you'll know, British train prices it was like 180 £180 each to get down to Manchester from where we are, and then went on Ryanair or EasyJet or whatever it was, and it was £60 each to fly to Milan. It's like, it was just a no brainer. But spent 3 days in Milan, seen them on our last night, and yeah, absolutely unreal. So good to the point that when they announced their most recent tour, we went and seen them in Glasgow because they done with the "We Are Not Your Kind" tour when they like just done all the songs from their original album, which I'll admit, apart from like the big ones, I hadn't really listened to, and yeah, I enjoyed it just as much as the first time. The show they put on, absolutely unreal. One of their guys comes out in the masks and there sets a steel drum on fire and just starts battering it. One of them's like on a treadmill and he's got like the Hellraiser mask on. It just looks awesome.
incredible. Yeah, I saw me and my partner saw them at the O2. Was it last Christmas? I think it was last
Yeah, yeah,
Christmas. Yeah, when they but
December.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, I mean, look, I like the album, the songs I like are theirs are like Duality, Before I Forget, like all those classics
yeah.
on the radio back in the day. But that first album I didn't know much of, and I was a bit like not sure. But live, it was absolutely phenomenal. I was blown away at how it surprised me how much I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and I really hope they do is it Subliminal Volume 4? I should know the name of the
Yes.
album, but
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
album with Duality and Before I Forget, I really hope they do that one in full because yeah,
They've just I don't
that's
know
really
if
good one.
you seen it actually, so I don't know what's gonna happen with them, but there's could be, like, complete false fabrication, but there's rumors that they just sold, like, their entire catalog, to one of the big production companies, so don't know whether it's just time for them to cash out and they're gonna go their own way. Because Corey Taylor, like, the lead singer, he does a lot of gigs himself, which he'd be really good to see acoustic because he does a lot of acoustic ones. And actually, there's a video going around about of him just now doing Pink Pony Club. Check out if you don't see it. Like,
Really?
yeah, yeah, it's pretty good. Um, so no, I hope they're not like a way to call it quits. But the thing with like in a bit of older bands like Red Hot Chili Peppers, for example, and yeah, Slipknot, like they've been doing it for so long, it's maybe time for them to like move on and they want to do something else, which is unfortunate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is true. Yeah, I mean, Slipknot aren't. I don't think they're because I think Red Hot Chili Peppers are in their 60s. I don't think Slipknot are at that age category yet, but hopefully
no.
they've still got a few years left in them. Fingers crossed.
The only thing I can think is like that intensity in their voice, doing that for however many years. That you're a doctor, their throats must be in bits. Like,
Probably. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, and this is the one that is tough, and I think it's it's there's so much you can choose from. But what would you say your favorite, achievement or life moment has been so far?
Oh my goodness. Phew. You know, I don't. That's really hard to answer. Um, I think like my biggest critic, my partner always says that my biggest criticism is I'm too harsh on myself. Find it hard to take pride in some things. I feel like I won't go the normal route of saying like the birth of a son and whatnot. Of course, that's like absolutely amazing. I'm so proud to like be the dad and whatnot. So I'll try. I think actually starting the DDC with my friend Jack. It was a bit of a plunge. Like it was one of those ideas when you're having a drink and like yeah we'll do this and we'll do that, and then like we actually like thought about it. You're like you know what let's just do it and see how it goes, and like we're coming up for a year now, and we're not like we're steadily growing. We're getting our name out there. We've had a well known like local Scottish musician called Ben Walker, and he's like promoted our T-shirt for us. I don't know if you it's very Scottish. Have you heard of the show Still Game? Um, if no, it's so in Scotland it is absolutely massive, but it's like loved everywhere. They've done tours and everything. It's like just like a funny TV show. One of the big characters from that, he's like got a photo with her T-shirt on. And then more importantly, we've raised almost £800 for different charities now. Small amounts, but like going to like causes like close to my heart. You know, and I don't like to say it as such, but with big charities, you don't necessarily see the money making an impact. Like it's all well and good donating to them, and I'm not saying don't donate to big charities, but a lot of the time, and I've worked for charities in the past, like some of the wages people are on in these big organizations are just absolutely crazy. And so it's nice to like be donating to like local ones where your money is actually making an impact and you're seeing what it does. And for example, it's not well, we're predominantly like donated to mental health charities. We've also donated to a local like dementia day center for older people, and like we donated £100 to them, and they used it to go on a day out with a lot of their service users, which was like fantastic to see because you could actually see. So yeah, just this whole journey so far, if you will, is quite a proud achievement upon reflection. Anyway, yeah, especially doing it alongside my friend Jack. He's I'd say I do the designs and whatnot, and I'll speak to people. So I'd say that it's 40% me, but behind the scenes, the rest of it's all Jack. He's like an invisible workhorse. His house is like a sweatshop because he does everything in the house. Like he'll make all our jumpers and t-shirts and whatnot. So yeah, he's been brilliant to work alongside as well. It's been good. Yeah.
Incredible. No, no, and we'll talk more about it in a bit as well. Yeah, definitely. I did actually want to want to know. Are you a fan of Tenacious D by any chance?
Yeah, man. I do like Tenacious D, yeah.
Do you know why I'm saying that?
No, I don't. No, no.
Well, Kyle and Jack.
Of course. Oh my goodness. I haven't even thought of that. It's so weird, actually. I've actually got a birthmark that says Tanak. No, I'm joking. No, that's funny. I'm gonna have to do something with that now. I've never even thought of that before. Yeah, Kyle Gass and
Yeah.
Jack Black.
Yeah,
But no,
yeah,
I do
yeah.
like Tenacious D. I think they'd be another band that would be really good to see. Well, duo. Um, I love the film Pick a Destiny. That's an
Yes.
absolute the song at the end. And then, like, I only in the last few years found out that the devil is Dave Grohl from Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Never knew
Yeah.
that.
So good.
But no,
Yeah.
no, that's funny you mentioned that, Dev. I'm gonna have to do something with that. No, never even noticed. That's like one of those like, whoa.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. No, yeah, yeah. Maybe think about a cheeky little collab with them or something. I don't know. Oh dear. No, cool. No, no, incredible to share those favorites, and yeah, I can see the passion there for the DDC, which we'll talk about shortly. But how does Bob Dylan "Times They Are Changing" link to the third song on the Full Circle?
So the third song is actually Leonard Skinner's Freebird. And yeah, again, sorry to be deep. That was my stepdad's funeral song. So that's the last song around losing somebody. So they get a bit cheerier somewhat. But yeah, that was his funeral song. Leonard Skinner was also one of my granddad's favorite bands. And yeah, that guitar solo at the end, well, towards the end, yeah, just absolutely phenomenal. So it had to get a mention. Yeah.
Yeah, fair, fair. No, that's a really good song, and yeah, obviously that motive factor for you as well. Lynyrd Skynyrd, Freebird, the third song on the Full Circle. Right, before we move on to talking about the DDC, I thought it'd be interesting to do a little BuzzFeed quiz and
Okay.
find out, because it sounds like you're into a lot of different genres of music, and so this is called "Most People Don't Know Which Music Genre They Are. Find out which genre you are."
Okay. Here we
So
go.
I'm going to ask you some questions associated with music, and yeah, so you can talk. Yeah, so then it will help. Apparently, it will help you determine what music genre you are. So let's see. Apparently, it says it's rarely your favorite. So let's see.
Okay.
Okay.
Garage. No, I'm joking.
Is that genuinely your least favorite genre of
I
music?
don't know. I
Oh.
was just trying to think of the most obscure thing I could think of.
Fair. Okay. What's the best way to listen to music? Alone through headphones, in the car, live at a concert, or from a record player?
I do enjoy listening to it through a record, but it's gonna have to be live in concert, isn't it? You can't really beat seeing the people in front of you. Yeah.
Very, very true. What should music make you feel? The options are happiness and joy, calmness and relaxation, energy, or comfort to my sadness.
Oof.
Bit deep,
It's
isn't
like,
it?
yeah, all of the above, I suppose. But no, that's quite hard. I think predominantly you do want happiness and a bit of dopamine from the music you're listening to, don't you? But on the other hand, like I'm sure we've all done it, we search for like a sad playlist on Spotify or whatnot. You're just like, or like the heavy hitters, like listen to like Landslide by Fleetwood Mac or something like that. But no, predominantly I want happiness. Or a bit of excitement, yeah.
Nice. Where do you listen to music the most? While on the go, when working out, when cooking, or in the background when you need to focus?
Definitely A. Don't do cooking. I'm very, very bad at cooking. I 100% don't work out. And no, I think I get too distracted with music on because I just want to like sing along or I'm like thinking of the next song and whatnot. I'm a really bad skipper, I'll admit. Like, I've got a big playlist and I'll be like, no, come on, until I get to one I really want to hear. So yeah, definitely A.
I'm exactly the same. I've got this playlist, and whenever it's like, oh yeah, I want to hear this one. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, keep this one on. Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Right. Pick an instrument out of these four: piano, acoustic guitar, saxophone, or drums.
It's between acoustic guitar and drums. Don't get piano and saxophone. Really good. It'd be awesome to be able to play piano. I'd love to be able one of those people like in the train station and just start playing, and everybody's like, "But no, that's unfortunately not me." I want to say drums because it's always something I wanted to do, but I'll go with acoustic guitar because I can actually play that a little bit.
Fair. Makes sense. And yeah, and I guess acoustic guitars are usually probably easier to sort of have and play like pretty much anywhere. Whereas sometimes, especially if I started playing the drums here, I would be in serious trouble. So I live in a flat. I would be in serious trouble.
Same, mate. Yeah,
Uh,
same.
okay, what's your favorite? I mean, it's out of these four, so it might be something else because it's only these four choices. But what's your favorite music genre out of these four? Rock, hip hop, pop, or country?
Oh, right, I just sorry, I just need to call out Jack here. I absolutely despise country music. Sorry. Whereas Jack, he's just been to like a Nashville concert and everything. Like complete fair play to him. But unless it's Dolly Parton, I'm not really going to bother.
Fair,
No, it'd probably be a rock. We'll stick to rock or
fair.
old pop. If I could choose, like it'd be like 2000s pop. But no, I'll stick to rock.
I have a feeling I know the answer to your next question then, which is what's your least favorite music genre? Rock, hip hop, pop, or country?
Yeah. Well, no, I'll not hang about on that. Yeah, country.
Yeah. Okay, and finally, which decade had the best music? The 70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s?
Oh, that's probably the hardest one out of the whole lot, isn't it? I'll go 90s. I was really torn between 80s and 90s there. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of bangers in 70s and 2000s, but I'll stick to 90s. Decade I was born, know a lot of the songs, The Verve, Oasis, all that sort of Britpop scene and whatnot. Yeah, I'll stick to 90s. I'll stick.
Uh, I'd be torn between 90s and 2000s. I think, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the 90s, but the 2000s also, I don't know, there's some the nostalgia feeling from
Nostalgia,
the.
yeah. Man, yeah.
This is what they've given you. They've given you hip hop.
Oh, nice. I can take that. Deliver that.
You're like actually cool, and it's an effortless kind of cool. You mostly just stick to yourself and keep quiet most of the time. What do you think about that?
Well, I like to think I'm effortlessly cool, but I don't know. I don't know what other people would say. But yeah, I'll admit I do like to stick to myself, and I do like to. I'm a bit of both. What's the it's an introverted extrovert is the word I think they use. So yeah, I think that's actually quite accurate. And I was I've not even mentioned that sort of genre yet, but like yeah, I was listening to California, like East Coast rap classics earlier on. No, sorry, West Coast, like Tupac and Biggie Smalls earlier. So it's interesting that that came up. Like, yeah, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take
Yeah,
that.
BuzzFeed got it right. Nice, nice. Good on BuzzFeed. Nice. All right, that was good fun. Right, how does Leonard Skinner Freebird link to the fourth song on the Full Circle?
So taking it away from like my dad's and passing away and whatnot. It's all about Jack. This fourth song. I wanted to link it into like more recent times. So I asked him, and he gave me a list of what he would say. And of course, there was a few country songs on there. I just threw that to the side, and I went with Kasabian Fire. Yeah,
Nice. Oh, are you a fan of that song as well?
I I absolutely love Kasabian. Well, obviously, like a bit of controversy around the lead singer and whatnot,
Oh yeah.
but rightfully so, of course. Um, but I still like Kasabian though with Serge at the front. But the two times I've seen them, it was with their old lead singer, and yeah, absolutely brilliant. Brilliant band, and even now they're still bringing out really good tunes. So yeah, do like Kasabian, big fan of
Yeah.
Kasabian.
100% agree. And yeah, we saw them do a secret set at Glastonbury a couple of years ago.
Oh
It
wow,
was epic. Yeah,
yeah,
absolute
good one.
epics. Yeah. So Kasabian Fire, the fourth song on the Full Circle. So one more song to go. But before that, it's now time to sort of talk about the DDC and a bit how it came about and a bit about you and a bit about mental health and how important it is to you. And yeah, the spotlight's all yours. I want to hear your experience. I want to hear everything about you and what you've done so far.
Cool. I'll start from the beginning. Just like DDC stands for like Dead Dad Club. I lost my real father, as you will, biological His name was Barry. He committed suicide when I was 2 years old. So I didn't know him at the time. No memory of him whatsoever, unfortunately. And yeah, up until my late teens, don't think I was really affected by it, to be honest. You can't really miss a stranger, if that makes sense. But as I've gotten older, especially like having my own child, it got harder to sort of like deal with and whatnot. And I'll come back to that. I think I was raised by my mum, bless her. Shout out to Jill. So yeah, raised by my mum for a really long time. It was just like me and her. Then my brother came along, my brother Owen, he came along in 2001. It was just like us for a while, living with my stepdad. But in between that, like I spent a lot of time with my granda, and that's why I chose the second song. Um, he passed away in the early 2000s, and I think that was like my first real experience with like death, if you will. Obviously, I had been affected by it in the past, but this is the one that like really affected me the most. Just yeah, still miss him now. Of course, obviously, still really miss him now and whatnot. And it's a shame, like as I've gotten older, like he's not around to see certain things because he died quite. He was only in his 50s. He had a brain hemorrhage in his sleep. I should also say, sorry, Barry, my real dad, he was only. I'm older than what he was now, which is also a big reason we started DDC. He was 24 when he committed suicide. He's very young, very, very, very young. Um, yeah, so lost my granddad. My stepdad John. That's who I actually called dad because that's who I know. He was in my life a long, long time. He then had got no complaints about my childhood. I had a really good childhood, really good upbringing. I was blessed. Always got like the newest games and what I wanted and whatnot. I'm not going to say we were loaded. We weren't like we were loaded about money and whatnot. But I didn't have to work for anything. I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything. So blessed with the childhood I had. Get on well with my family, even my brother now. And then yeah, total 18 years old. I still remember it so vividly. I'm sitting playing FIFA in the room, speaking to my friends, and my mum wasn't with John at the time, my dad, and she just came through and she's like, "Yeah, well, hey, your dad's committed suicide, essentially." And that one hit like a ton of bricks, man. That was, yeah, even now, like speaking about it is difficult, but like what I'm all about is like speaking about their memory, it's like try to like keep their memory alive and whatnot. And yeah, it was interesting when he died because you always sort of see your dad as like a superhero. Yeah, you don't think anything's ever going to go wrong or anything's going to happen to them. But looking back, it's quite obvious that my dad had a lot of mental health issues himself. He liked to party, he liked to have a drink and whatnot. And growing up, like thought that was cool. Like just as you would, like you felt, but like as I've gotten older, I'm like, well, it was actually probably a call for help at the end of the day. And yeah, he committed suicide. It was going on it was 10 years this year actually. That he committed suicide, and that just yeah, that had a huge impact on me. I think I went from like being really good at handling grief to just within the space of a few like everything around me like crumbled down. Um, Depression, making silly choices myself when it came to money. I would just go and drink and whatnot, and yeah, just off the rails a bit, if you will. And it wasn't. I didn't get back on track until well, been with my partner 7 years, Shauna. Yeah, I'd say Shauna got me like back on track, sort of grounded me a bit, helped me deal with my grief, and I actually went to like private funded counselling, and hand on heart, I think everyone should do it, even if they don't feel depressed, don't feel. I was speaking about things I didn't even know I had resentment for and whatnot. I didn't realize like that's when it all came out about my biological dad. Didn't realize I was actually angry at him a bit for like him doing what he done when I was so young. Didn't think of anything like that. Even a little bit of resentment that I had to share a room with my middle brother Kai. Didn't think about things that like actually maybe did affect me like growing up. And then yeah, like say John doing what he done, it was a huge mix of like anger, disbelief, shock, but then more so not as sympathy is maybe not the right word there, but it's more like just I still don't understand why. Never understand why he did it. Still miss him dearly, but it's you just it's not to sound cliche, but it's just got to keep your head up, keep plodding on. Unfortunately, I don't want to. That was always like a worry of like my mum and my partner, if you will. Like they potentially thought I maybe go down the same route with it being in the history of my family and whatnot, but I couldn't do that to people. And like I've felt like I could, but shout out to all those people that are like still plodding on, and yeah, they're just getting on with it. Every day's a new day. There's loads of challenges every day, especially now and the sort of like cost of living crisis we're in and whatnot. New challenges every day, um, and especially with men. That's two men in my life, like very important men. That maybe if they had just opened up, they might still be here. Can't say they would be, but you never know. It's good to see in the last sort of few years, especially like big charities like Andy's Man Club, like men are like speaking out more about their own mental health experiences and whatnot. Because going back even like till I was 21, like 6, 7 years ago, I wouldn't have been open about speaking about this. I'd be, oh yeah, it's fine. Like but inside it's really not. But just like my attitude to everything is sort of like laugh it off. Bit of like dark humor in there as well. Nah, doesn't matter. Yeah, the as we've gotten older, and especially with my own child now, I'm just like, yeah, like, I need to be here. I need to keep going, and I need to most importantly, I need he needs to know about his two grandas that he's never met, and I'd also like to add in that like my partner Shauna, one of our big like things we had in common. She also lost her dad. Not the same circumstances. Hers was unfortunately for illness, but it's just one of those things. Like you're always going to be grieving. It gets easier with time and whatnot. But yeah, it's nice to have that shared experience almost. Completely different in the circumstances, but yeah, with my little boy's called Woody. Woody is in like Toy Story. We say Woody Harrelson though. It's just important to us. Like he's able to come to us with anything. He can speak to us. Don't ever want him feeling the way I did. And it's not to say I couldn't speak to my mates or my mum or even my brother and whatnot. It's just, especially with like the society at the time, if you will, it just didn't feel right to talk to them about that sort of thing. Which is looking back, it seems almost silly now, but I can appreciate how hard it is for people going through. I feel like I'm in a good place now, but back then it's so hard to speak to people. I feel so again, I said at the start before we had a little chat, like I don't like the word saying sorry for people, but yeah, I understand people struggle. Like I really wish like there was an avenue for everyone to come out and speak about what they're struggling with, what they're dealing with. Me and Jack had a DDC. Like we always like say like our inbox is open. Like I think like going back to what I just said a few minutes ago, I feel like everyone needs counselling in some regard, and they benefit from it massively. Um, and yeah, that's sort of my life in a nutshell, really. Um, yeah, I just rambled on there. I just went on a spiel. I don't actually remember what I've said everything, but I think I've covered most things. Just as long as I've covered my dad's, my partner, my mum, and my son, and my brothers, and my friends, and I'm happy. But yeah, that's me. A number here.
No, Kyle, thank you so much for sharing that. No, that is enlightening to hear that and inspiring. I think I'm really sorry about all your losses, and I know it can be really difficult to talk about these things and process these things, but it seems like you've done that. I know there was some years of difficulty, but your partner was supportive and you managed to get through that, and like you said, with the counseling and starting this DDC. And I think I'm curious to know, is the DDC, um thinking of, is it just the local and national charities, or are you looking at expanding this, or what's your sort of goals with it?
I think like we sort of took. I won't even lie. Like I sort of took motivation from Boys Get Sad too. I think that whole message absolutely fantastic. Funnily enough, the founder of Boys Get Sad too is called Kyle. So yeah, we just wanted to do it a little bit different. We wanted to so the way the DDC operates is a lot of things do, but we do it in drops. But once a design's been up once, it's never going to come back. Like it's all limited edition. We handwrite like a clothing tag on it. This is like number one of whatever. For example, this jumper, there's only 20 of these jumpers made. There's a jellyfish on the back. It's got a swear word on it, so I'll not turn around. So yeah, and like in that message, we write like what charity it's supporting this month. With the charities that we link up with, we go into agreement that like we don't ask for any, we don't want any money from these charities. That's not what we're about. We're literally about like sharing their message, sharing what they do. So like I said at the start, feeling strong. They've been absolutely brilliant so far. It's like a mutual respect. We're sharing each other's posts, helping just getting the word out really. And yeah, feeling strong. They're based in Dundee. Like I say, they're a youth mental health charity, which is probably something that was available when I was that age, but I didn't know about it. So it feels good these like being able to like promote it to these things, like the younger on our socials. Like the first charity we actually selected was Hillcrest Young Person Service, very very similar, just in a different area, and it's just to yeah let these people know that there is support out there. We're not predominantly a brand for young people. Like to think we're all ages, but I think you can develop mental health problems from a very young age, like I probably had, and it's good to. I'm really proud of like getting the word out about the services in our local area. Um, would never be opposed to like growing and getting big, but I'm content with where we are. I'm happy. I think it's nice to be giving back. It's nice to yeah, and if we can eventually grow and can give to more charities, then brilliant. But yeah, we like to stick to local. Local doesn't necessarily mean local to us. It could be like a local charity wherever in Scotland, England. Um, just yeah, prefer giving to those rather than like I say the big charities. Like that's not to say we never will. With Andy's Man Club is massive now. We've donated about £70 to Andy's Man Club. Sam H. I done a fundraiser on my birthday a few years ago, donated like £200 to Sam H. But again, like what I've already said, it's just really nice to see where the money's going, what impact you're actually making. Yeah, quite proud of what the DDC is all about. We took a little reference from Fight Club. The first rule of Dead Dad Club opposite is to talk about the Dead Dad Club. Like, yeah, just getting the word out there, get the message out, and yeah, just remembering those that aren't with us anymore and being happy about the memories you've got. Instead of like sitting in grief like I'd done for so many years.
No, I think what you're doing is truly commendable, and yeah, no, what an incredible way to act on what's happened and using it as a positive way to support others who may have mental health difficulties and maybe have experienced loss in a similar way. Do you think? I think like you mentioned, I think part of the reason why you know especially for men, the reason why they might end their lives is because they might find it difficult to talk about their feelings. I think there's a culture, I think it's changing, but I think there has been a culture of, man up or just,
Yeah,
crack on sort of thing. Do you think that's changing now, or what's your feelings on that? Or do you think more needs to be done for men?
I think I think as a general, a lot of companies and that are an organized, especially in the workplace, where even the like the farming industry, especially up our end, there's a lot of young people ending their own lives, just because in that sort of industry, it's maybe not. I don't want to say I'm not a farmer, but like they might not feel it as acceptable to speak about these things. I think as a society, it is getting better, but I still think a lot more needs to be done. Um, Even in like you'll know working in a big place yourself, like especially like the older generation, they've got a completely different mindset about it, and they are like the just get on with it, or yeah, man up, or and that sort of. And I think that makes it difficult for younger people to speak out because you want to be respected by colleagues and whatnot, and you don't want to you don't want essentially you don't want the pee taken out of you because you've opened up and it's not something they agree with and whatnot. So yeah, I think we're on the right track, but no, a lot more needs to be done in terms of society, government help, yeah, everything, funding for it and everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what the funding's like in Scotland. I don't know if it's the same as England. Unfortunately, yeah, as 'cause I'm a psychiatry doctor, but well, funding is just going downhill, to be honest, and it's harder to sort of manage people and manage those who are really unwell. And we're quite stretched in that sense. And I think there are more people reaching out, and I think that's really good. And I think there's a lot of, you've spoken about a lot of charities like Andy's Men Club, but also, just the general charities like Mine, Samaritans. There's lots of help available. And it's a shame that in the NHS, maybe a bit more work can be done in getting more funding for mental health, or getting some more funding back for mental health. So no, I really appreciate you talking about your own experiences, and yeah, the DDC. I mean, Juliet, how can they get the products?
The DDC.UK, or on Facebook or Instagram. But being honest with you, Deb, me and Jack, we're only 29, but when it comes to social media, we're like old men. we're still learning with that as we go. Um, we've got a TikTok. We've not done any TikTok dances and whatnot, but we're trying to grow. But no, predominantly the DDC.UK. You can see our current designs. We're currently on an underwater drop, so everything, all the designs are to do with things underwater. I'm wearing a jellyfish jumper. I've got a t-shirt on with two crabs on it. I don't know if you can see
Nice.
crabs with tabs. Tabs is what we call cigarettes up here. So yeah, we like to think, not dark humor as such, but we like to keep it like humorous and yeah, funny, and yeah, just got nothing too serious essentially about us. Although our message is serious, our designs definitely aren't. Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, no, definitely check it out and definitely support. I think it's really commendable what you guys do, and it's an absolute honor to have you on and showcase this and talk about this. And thank you so much for sharing your experiences. And yeah, no, it's yeah, no, really enlightening. Thank you so much.
thank you. No, thank you for having me.
No, pleasure. All right, let's wrap things up. How does Kasabian Fire link to the last song on the Full Circle?
So just with everything we spoke about, the name of my brand, mine and Jack's brand, I should say, I've gone with Sam Fender, Dead Boys. Quite a song about everything we spoke about in the last sort of half an hour. Depression and young people, especially men, ending their own lives. So I thought it was a fitting way to end the circle. Then it would, of course, like back to James sit down with my dad, who ended his life. So yeah, the full circle, as you say.
Nice, yes, hence completing the full circle. Amazing. Thank you so much, Carl.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure. Was there anything that we haven't spoken about, or anything you wanted to add before we wrap things up?
I don't know. I just keep doing what you're doing, man. I think it's awesome. I think it's good to get, especially like when you've got musicians and whatnot. But I also love how you're getting regular Joes like me, if you will, yeah, to come on and speak as well. I think it's, yeah, just keep it up, man. I think it's awesome, really good, and yeah, just, thank you so much for having me. It's, yeah, it's been awesome. I thought going into this, I was proper crapping myself. Sorry, I was waiting to say another word there. Coming into proper crapping myself, but no, it's been fun. I've really enjoyed chatting to you, and I hope we could do it again sometime. That'd be really cool.
Definitely. I've really enjoyed it as well. Like, I think it's fair to say that we've had a bit of chat, but we've never actually, like, this is the first time we've actually properly spoken, and it's felt yeah, it felt so easy to just talk to you. And yeah, clearly we have a lot of similarities as well in terms of music, but also
Yeah, man.
just feelings about mental health, etc. So so thank you so much for coming on. Yeah, I'd love to have you on again in the future, and yeah, love to do this again.
Hopefully, we can have
Um,
you something to do with the DDC.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Now, I normally end the show by saying something weird because I don't know if you've listened to the end, but I've basically just say something. It's always just been my ending. So I used to do this as a live show many years ago, and it's always just stuck because of my Hindu religion. Are you a big meat eater, or not really, or?
um, no, I won't lie, man. Yeah, I'm quite a big
Yeah,
meat
yeah,
eater.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You don't have to adhere to it. You don't have to adhere to it, but I only say this if people want to. So so just remember this: stay safe. Don't eat beef.
Go on. No promises.